For those of you ready to naturalize and become a U.S. citizen, listen up. There are some updates from USCIS. My name is Attorney Crystal, and I'm the managing partner at Visa Immigration Pro, an immigration and business law firm. So USCIS updated their policy for naturalization, and based on the updates, USCIS officers have more discretion to deny your naturalization application based off of good moral character. This is them looking at your behavior. So good moral character has always been a part of the naturalization application. Historically, applicants will be denied if they committed serious crimes like felonies, murder, aggravated assault, or if you had false claims of U.S. citizenship. So if you pretended to be a U.S. citizen and did something like vote, also habitual drunkenness, things like that. Those were the moral character that they would look at and deny you. So now they're getting stricter on negative conduct. So if you have negative behavior, and even if the behavior is illegal, for example, getting a lot of traffic violations repeatedly, that's going to be an indication of negative conduct, and they're going to be scrutinizing this at a higher level. Also, if you have multiple DUIs, drug offenses, anything that is legal but shows that you have negative conduct is going to be stricter and more scrutiny from the USCIS officer. So this is what you need to be aware of. They are not going to accept just, small crimes or small petty offenses anymore. They want you to show that you are of average behavior and you're going to be a good citizen. But on a higher note, they're also going to emphasize even more positive attributes that you do have. So if you've been doing things like long-term community service, you've been involved in being a caretaker for a family member, your employment history, if you've been able to attain more education, they're going to consider all these positive things as well when weighing your application. And this can be helpful and beneficial for you also. Because a lot of applicants do have some negative conduct on their record, they're going to have more of a focus on rehabilitation. So your application is going to need to show that you've been rehabilitated from your negative conduct. So for example, complying with your probation, also filing your taxes, not being late with your child support, community service, mentoring someone who was in a similar situation as you. All of this is going to be able to help you display that you have good moral character. And then it's going to be something the USCIS officer is going to weigh when looking at your application. So certain offenses still will be an automatic denial, like murder, participating in genocide, things like that. But now the USCIS officer has more discretion to deny you. So them having discretion means it's really up to them what they think. If they feel like you have more negative conduct than, showing good moral character, they will use their discretion. If they feel you've been rehabilitated based off of the evidence, they will use their discretion. So it's really important now when working on these applications that you are able to sway their decision towards your favor. And that's where I come in as a lawyer, where I will help you with your application, putting the evidence together and creating a strong narrative to show that you are a person of good moral character. So reach out. I'm always happy to help. So because of this new update, we're expecting there are going to be more thorough reviews of your background. So going beyond just a criminal record, the USCIS officers are going to look for your civic behavior, your financial history, your community reputation. That's going to take a lot of time as well. So we're going to expect more delays for naturalization applications because they have to go into your background this far. Then also greater highlights of your contribution are going to be considered, and we need to put more evidence together. So the applications are going to be a lot more voluminous because we're going to have to put more evidence together to show that you have positive contributions. And then there's a heightened risk of denial for minor infractions. So if you are always getting traffic violations, if you're one of those people who don't care where you park and you're always getting tickets, guess what? That's probably going to work against you. Technical compliance with anything concerning misconduct, you really need to show that you're going to be an upstanding citizen. So following the norms and the laws, being a good contribution to the community is really going to help your application, and so that you won't get a denial.